Hello, and welcome to Sunset Talks, Season 2, a podcast by Sunset Hospitality Group. From the private villa of Drift Dubai, we sit down with Antonio Gonzalez and Nazih Hafez, the visionaries behind Sunset Hospitality Group. From its beginning as a hospitality startup to becoming a global lifestyle brand, we'll explore SHG's defining moments, challenges, and future vision. Hello, Antonio. Hello, Naz. I'm glad to have you, both of you. We have a lot to discuss. A lot of things happened in the past year, and we're here to speak about them, to discuss the future, and even at some point the past of Sunset Hospitality Group. So to start with, one question that I want everyone at Sunset to answer is, what does we bring people together mean to you? I'll start with you, Antonio.
Yeah. We came up with that in 2020, in the middle of the COVID, when we were all apart from each other, separated, everybody trying to cope with the difficult situation we were having. At that time, more than ever, we realized how important it is to be together, as human beings, as social beings, with your friends, with the people that you love, with your family. And at that time, when we reopened, our venues started little by little, first the beach clubs, then the restaurants and so on. We wanted to bring a little bit of that feeling back, and we thought about what we want to stand for. And we wanted to stand for unity, for being the hub where we host the best moments of the people. And we came up with this idea of we are about bringing people together to celebrate life. Because at the end, this is what we are all about. Hospitality is just a way of hosting the best moments of the people, whether it's where you celebrate success, where you celebrate a special day, where people get engaged, people get married, where you spend your holidays. You look back and you think about what are the best times I had, usually associated with a lunch, with a dinner, or with a hotel, or it's something that is around some sort of hospitality experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are about that. We are about how we get people together, unite them, put them together under one amazing experience, and make sure that they enjoy their time and their leisure time. So it's something that it represents very well the values of Sunset. The ultimate purpose, I think, is very meaningful. I think for me, bring a lot of emotion into the business that we do, which is very important, because at the end of business, you have your numbers, you have your process, you have all of that, but it's important that you have some soul into what you do. And this idea of bringing people together, I think, bring a lot of soul to what we do and bring purpose.
What about you, Naz? What
I
does
think
that
Antonio
mean?
explained it the right way. It's about bringing people together. During COVID, we all stayed home, maybe on our own or with family, but not with people around us.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we open up to the world and everything, we came out, this idea to bring people together, this word, culturally, not only family members and on our own. So we brought people together. We're trying to bring people together as a humans, as a evolve in this new world that we lived and we passed. So
and we actually see that at the offices. Like a lot of people talk about the culture, and
definitely.
The motto is not only for the guests; it's also for the people who are part of Sunset Hospitality Group.
Yeah.
Celebrating birthdays, celebrating special days, celebrating happiness is what counts for us, and bringing people together bring joy to some people and make people happy. So that's what it is all about, making people happy.
Antonio, looking back at at Sunset Hospitality Group and the journey of Sunset, tell me about a moment where you defined the success of the company, that you saw that the company now it is successful.
That's a tough one.
I know there's a lot of moments, but I'm sure there was a day where you woke up and you thought about this idea of having Sunset, and now it's like, it's happening.
Yeah. No, not really. I think I don't have a day that I felt ever like that. And I think at least for me personally, it's been an ongoing process. It's more of a marathon rather than a sprint that you get to a finishing line and you feel, I have accomplished something. There is true that every time that we open a new venue, whether it's a hotel or if it's a restaurant or anything that we open, there is a sense of achievement and a sense of a milestone completed, and it's always very rewarding to see a venue that is populated, when it's filled with people, with clients, bustling. There is a great sense of achievement, So that happens every time. But it's also true, at least for me, that every time that we get that, I'm already thinking, what are the next 10 openings that we have to do? And so we're always thinking ahead of the time, And I think one of the reasons that we have achieved what we have achieved and we are in the situation that we are with amazing pipeline is because we are very hungry about the growth opportunities, about the development, and we are very ambitious. So we don't sleep on celebrating achievement.
Okay.
It's okay. We recognize it. We make a point about that, but immediately we think, okay, what is the next thing? What we can do that is bigger, better, and more exciting. And I think that keep us motivated, keep the team motivated, allow us to create new opportunities. So there is always something new. So I think one of the things that I love of what we do is that there is always something new happening. There is always something exciting happening. And that keeps the work very, very challenging, but at the same time, very motivating.
What about you, Naz? Do you agree with the...
I think it was a journey more than anything. I think every time we do a new project and we ask for more challenged project, we look for it. And I think from day one when I met Antonio, I know something is going to happen. But the journey itself speaks of what happened with us with SSG. I mean, there is more to come, a lot more to come, hopefully, together. And I'm sure the future is bright and there is more.
So I believe the moment that you shook hands, that's the moment when both of you decided that this is going to be successful.
For me, yes. I know that I'm gonna
the future is bright.
Go far with Antonio, and the journey speaks for itself. It's been a decade, I think, me and him now for over 10 years, 12 years.
Exactly. Antonio, when you started Sunset Hospitality Group, did you expect that to be that fast, the growth to come that fast?
No, I mean, when we started, we were ambitious. We know we wanted to do multiple things. We were not just focusing on doing one single project, one single restaurant, one single lounge. We were ambitious to build something, but I think at that time we never had the ambitions to be as big as we are. I think that only started to materialize maybe 5-6 years after we started, maybe towards 18, 19, when we started to get certain size, we started to get certain momentum behind us. Then we took a step back and said, okay, what we can do with this business we have, how big we can be, in which areas we want to play and focus. And at that time is when we started to draw our plans for the next few years. Again, COVID came, we had to reshuffle things, but I think at that time we already had the vision of where we can be. We were also very encouraged to diversify the business.
Okay.
And I think it's one of the things that's also kept us very successful over time is to have these different
divisions,
different geographies. But I think it keeps evolving as well. Now, in the last couple of years, we've been talking about how we evolved the business from where we were in 2021 to where we're going to be in 2030. And evolving from being a traditional kind of hospitality company with our F&B, with our hotels and so on, to be more of a lifestyle leisure provider, giving leisure to our clients, leisure opportunities, whether if it's in hotels or in restaurants. But now also, for example, we're looking at entertainment with games, arcades, and these kind of things. We're also looking at fitness and wellness element. So ultimately, we want to be the solution or the provider of anything that is leisure time for our
for
clients.
the guests. Naz, when you look at your partnership with Antonio, why do you think it's working well, it's succeeding?
I think we talk a lot. We understand each other a lot. Communication is very important. We're open-minded. He understands me, I understand him. We discuss things. We have the same vision. The most important is Sunset, where it could be from now until 10 years from today maybe, or 5 years ago we were looking at what's looking today. So the vision was there together. We took the same road, and it happened on its own. And I think we adapted fast for what we do today, and we are going to adapt more and more for the market itself.
So the synergy, Antonio, that Naz just spoke about, there must be some moment where you and him were agreeing in a different way on certain project or a certain market. And I want you to be honest here.
Yeah. No, not really. I mean, let me put it away. Yeah, we have different views, but
Okay.
and both we are very we have very strong opinions. We have very strong ideas, but I think one of the things that make us again very good partners and is the trust and respect that we have for each other.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I have sometimes a very strong idea. He has a very strong idea, but we first of all we communicate a lot. So we talk until I fully understand where he's coming from. He does the same thing. We respect each other's opinions, and we are also open-minded. So and also one thing that we have done very, very well is even if we have different view on something, for whatever it is, a small or big thing, once we have made up our minds that this is the way to go, there's no way back. So then it's all, we are on the same, you know. So I might like blue and he might like red, but if we decide that it's red, there is no more blue. We are only doing red. You know?
I think the trust that we have between us on our opinion and looking at the business, it's something very important between you and me. And if he take a decision, and even if I believe 1% of it, I trust him 100%. And the same thing I think from his side when we choose color, like he said, as an example. Red is red, blue is blue, but we always communicate and we find the right thing, and it works.
Yeah, I think over the years we know what is the strength of each other. So what are the areas that you know, like he Nas can has more experience, has more knowledge, and I respect a lot. And he takes leadership in certain things. The other way around, I take leadership in other things that I have a bit more of experience, and you know the combination works very, very well. But it's based on those two pillars that for me are very important, and in every relationship, business relationship, personal relationship, very important. Trust and respect are fundamental.
For me, I know from day one I would have not be here today if it was not for Antonio. 100%. I cannot admit it more than that openly. Today I am here because Antonio brain and my hands. So I think we completed each other as a body, if we look at it as an example. But I know it. If it was not for Antonio, I would not be today here with all the success stories.
And we can see it at the office. We can see it easily. Plus, also you have the open door policy, which even you listen to your team members. Who, at the end of the day, you recruited them and you trust them. So we can see that you both listen to. You listen to the teams. So we can see that
the opinion of the team is very important for us. We always say our door is open. Any opinion you guys have to come to us, we are ready. Any idea for growth, we are ready.
Yeah, Antonio, when we look at the Sunset growth, we see it's very fast. Do you think at some point the value or the, let's say, the quality is affected at some point?
Well, it's one of the things that worries me the most. You know, and I don't think so much about the quality because it's an obsession of us to whatever we do have certain standards. So we never compromise on that, and if it's a blip, we immediately focus and we try to fix it very quickly, because
it's by default.
It's a given. My concern is, this business, and we talk about it many times internally, and also when we talk to the market. this business is locations and operations are very important, but these are the hardware, right? The really important thing, the real differentiator is the software, which is the people. So the people are what makes a venue come alive, what makes the experience of our guests be extraordinary, from being okay to be something special. And that starts from the leadership team to the waiter, all across. It's important at all levels. So one of our obsessions is, when we started the business, we were very hands-on. So we were on the floor, we were going out to the venues every day, we were operating ourselves. As the business has grown, we are passing a lot of that responsibility to our teams.
Exactly.
So where we both focus a lot of our efforts is to make sure that the way we work, the philosophy of Sunset, the approach of Sunset, is passed across all the team, from the new hires to the new geographies that we're entering. Obviously, we have to adapt market by market to have a little bit of the local standard, the local way of doing things. But there is a sense of commitment, a sense of quality that is, call it the Sunset way. The sense of empowerment, the sense of having the managers owning the venues and the waiters owning the table. That's very, very important. And we try to make sure that we protect that at any cost, because if we keep that value going, everything else come into place. The quality will come into place, our differentiation in the market will come, and then the financial success will come. It's relatively easy to do beautiful venues, with a little bit of money,
of course,
and time, money, everything is possible.
Exactly.
The art, the magic happen when you do that, and then you add an amazing team.
Right.
That's when things shine, and that's when the magic really happens. So that's, I would say, our obsession, and that's the fact that we have been able to attract exceptional talent, and I think we have the best team in the industry, and we still keep on attracting the amount of people who wants to join the company to work with us, who are extremely talented, is overwhelming. And it's fantastic testimony to the values of the company and the people who work with us, and that, I think, is what really keeps us differentiating, and that gives us the engine for that growth. So that gives me the confidence that as we expand, we have the right resources because we have the right people to make that happen.
Yeah, I must say that whenever I take a group of friends of mine to one of our venues, the comments when we leave is not only about food. I always get comments about the food, about the decoration. And just recently, 2 weeks ago, I took some of my friends coming from Spain, and they commented on the way that the team treated them. Some of them were speaking Spanish. The food was amazing, the decoration. So whenever I take these people out to our venues, they comment on 360 degrees. It's not only one thing. Naz, the question is for you. When you speak, I want you to think as an investor now. Why would investors come and invest in Sunset Hospitality Group?
I think the history speaks for itself. First of all, the success story we've been where we are today, the trust, the experience, the knowledge, the innovation. It's very important in our business. If you stay where you are, you can fail very easy. Adaptation, the team itself. The team we have is amazing, great, like Antonio said in the question before. We can deliver what we promise, and if we promise, we will deliver.
And do you think, like, whenever we enter a new market and we succeed in this market, people start approaching us, or we keep on approaching everyone?
You need to succeed in any market you enter. And the minute you succeed, people start to talk and people will approach you automatically. We look for opportunities, definitely, but opportunities come to us too because of our success.
Antonio, we are present in so many countries, in so many continents now. Asia, Europe, Middle East, the Americas. What is the next project? What is the next, where do you see the future? In which continent, in which country?
Well, we have presence in a lot of countries, but we have some big markets whether we have very little presence or we haven't started to work yet, which I think have good potential. From obviously US is a massive market. We have some presence there through Mod 32, where we're operating now in Las Vegas. We're going to be opening soon in LA and in Scottsdale. And we see a lot of opportunities to expand our business in the US. So definitely a key market. It's also a massive market. So we want to make sure when we enter, we do it in the right way. We have been spending a lot of time studying it, which cities we want to focus. We have a good strategies. We have prioritized few cities, and we are actively looking at the opportunities there. On the other side, in Asia, there is a market that we don't have presence right now that I believe has amazing potential, and we are very focused on entering. Hopefully this year we'll start securing projects there, which is Thailand. Bangkok, I think, has incredible potential, and it's going to be one of our priorities in Asia. But not only Bangkok, in Thailand we're also looking at Phuket, we're looking at Koh Samui, and then beyond that, we have started to look at Australia and Japan as markets that are maybe a bit less obvious because they are more remote and they are a bit more secluded. But I think our brands can perform extraordinarily well. We have a good connection with some strategic partners there, so I'm excited about those. But yeah, I think, listen, there are so many places in the world, and even there are some markets where we just started to work, where we're going to be doubling or tripling the size of our business there over the next few years, like Milan, like London, Spain. We're going to have 5 hotels in Spain over the next 12 months. So it's an incredible market for us. And even here in Dubai, we still see room for growth. Abu Dhabi is a market we're going to be also expanding a lot. And I think the rest of the Emirates as well will be important, as well as the wider GCC with Saudi and Qatar and so on.
Naz, Antonio spoke about the countries where you're willing to invest in the future. What about the division? Currently we have the dining, we have the hotels and resorts, we have the nightlife, and we have the day life. How do you decide what's next?
I think we'll go, depends on the market itself, what it's asking for. Okay, first of all. And second, the hotel division, it's where the key focus for us right now. I think this is where we can plug even our outlet inside, our brand inside. So it's a double growth in a way. Hotel give you growth of F&B, and F&B give you the growth of the hotel because of the success of the hotel itself as a leisure hotel. That's where I think the market is going, and we adapt and we innovate with it.
Antonio mentioned the arcades and the playing center. Yes.
This is very exciting. What is actually, for us, it's the first time we do something like that.
Okay.
It's an entertainment center. Everything we put under one roof. When it comes to mini golf, we come to bowling, karaoke. So it's not just a small thing here and there. Everything under one roof with good F&B in it, good food, entertainment for family, entertainment for corporate, entertainment for individuals. I think this is very exciting moment will be for us when we do this project.
Expansion among the countries and the divisions. So it's on like 360 expansion.
We have right now 4 divisions, but I think we just discussed another 2 divisions the last few months. We're adding.
This year we will launch two new divisions. The one that will be the entertainment one. As Naz said, we've been looking at that for a few years. Actually, we've done a lot of research. We wanted to bring something innovative. But reality is there are amazing concepts out there. So the way we saw innovation is to put everything together under one roof. Took an amazing space of 3,000 square meters, and we're going to launch the flagship venue in September this year here in Dubai. And I think that will be the beginning of this division that we see massive potential around the world. And the other division that we're launching this year is the membership division. We're going to be focusing on members clubs. We're going to be opening one in Singapore, another one in Milan towards the end of the year. So that will be our first venture in proper private members club. Very exciting for us. And again, it's go back to what I was saying before. we go where the market goes in terms of leisure, where they want to spend the leisure, and what are the trends we're going to be fulfilling
And
those. And as long as we have this great access that we have through our partners to a fantastic real estate, and we keep on being able to attract great talent, we can keep on creating that offering that is, for me, ultimately has to be a 360, to understand the client very well and give them what they want at the right time of their life stage.
And if the market asks for a new division, we will create a new division.
Of course.
It's all about what people ask for. It's again, we go back to the first word when we discussed
what you said.
What we said, we bring people together. If bringing people together, take an entertainment center, we create entertainment center. If membership, we create membership. It's all 100%. To the motto of the company.
Yeah. Antonio, this business principle that you have at Sunset Hospitality Group, probably the others in other hospitality groups, they don't have it. What's the one thing that you believe we're doing it right and others are doing it wrong? Because everyone now knows about Sunset.
You put him in a spot.
No, everyone knows about Sunset. So
listen, there are, first of all, there are fantastic hospitality
100%.
companies out there, and
respect.
From the bigger corporate historical companies like the Accors, the Marriotts, and the Hiltons and all that, which they are excellent companies at what they do, to the more kind of innovative companies that are younger companies that have started recently, whether it's F&B or it's hotels or anything else. I think all of those that are out there, they are successful for a reason, and they have their own strengths and their own ways of being successful. So we respect them very much. Sometimes we compete with them, sometimes we complement each other, sometimes we actually work together. We also have partnership with many of them. So, and I see we try to learn from what we think that we can incorporate to our own company. And also we try to see how we can create value together. What we think that is our core, and I go back to what my obsession is people. If I have the best team in the industry, that's all I need. The rest will materialize. The best team will get me the best location. The best team will get me the best service. Will get me the best concepts. Because the best innovation. So I'm from a development perspective, from a company perspective, my number one priority is to get the best team out there, and to make sure that team is very well trained, equipped with the right tools to be successful, very well motivated and remunerated. They feel empowered. They feel that there is growth, and they have the energy to deliver. If we have that, I would say 51% of the job is done. We still have another 49, but the majority of the job is already in place, and the rest it kind of follows through and can happen. So that's, I think, is the most important thing for us.
Naz, you travel a lot. Like most of the time you're traveling like Antonio, but for you the question is, which market you think it was the hardest to enter?
There is no easy market. Let's be clear on that. Every market have its up and down. I believe we can try some market. There's no failures. I think in our business we learn, we adapt, and then we create a new vision for that market itself. There is always a space to break in every market. We make mistakes for sure when we go to some markets, but we adapt and we try to adjust and see where we did wrong and what mistake we did for the market itself. I don't think there is a difficult market really. It's about the concept that we put in that market. It have to adjust.
You find the right concept for the right city.
Exactly.
Antonio, for the question about the investments and about scaling too much and the aggressive growth, it scares a little bit the investors. How do you convince them that our growth is sustainable?
Well, first of all, the company is privately owned, so we are the investors ourselves. So we have to convince ourselves. The founders, we still own the majority of the company. So So it's our own money that is on the table, and we have to be convinced that we do it. Or it affects our personal investment as well. It's a tough one because it's how you balance things, and there is not an easy answer to that because it's about what is your risk profile, and the risk profile might vary a lot from a person to another and from a company to another.
Okay.
I would say that we have a moderate risk profile. We take risk. We're entrepreneurs. By definition, entrepreneurs, you have to take risk. Otherwise, you don't do it. But we like to take what I would say a moderate risk. We like to enter markets where we see good opportunities that are stable, that have the right fit between what we do and what the market require. And yes, we are in a lot of markets, but it's a bit of a double strategy. There are a lot of markets where we are having presence through license and management agreement, where we really don't have a risk or a liability to our core business. And then there are a few markets, I think there are like 7-8 countries where we have invested directly. We have invested a lot in this market, but also because we see big potential down the line. So it's a kind of a dual strategy. I keep on repeating, but let's go back to the same thing. If I have the right people, that risk gets mitigated.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we have done sometimes is sometimes we have a great opportunity. If I don't have the right leadership to take over that opportunity,
we refuse it.
You disregard it?
We just, or we not disregard it. Maybe we put it to sleep.
Put it on hold.
Or we put it on hold. There are some business that we see a lot of potential, but they were not strategically important for us, and we didn't have the right leadership. And we say, okay, it's not the time to do it right now. Sometimes we see something that is so obvious that we say, well, we need to go for it. So let's create the structure that make it happen. And at the end, it goes back to the people.
Yeah. Naz, was there any moment that you said, oh my God, what have we done?
No, a few times actually, but
in a good way or a bad way?
in both. I think we always look at the good things, Okay. Let's stay positive on this question. Actually, no, we went into a few markets and we said, "Oh my God, what we did!" But again, we learn from it. Yeah. We learn from our mistakes, and we keep going. We never say it's done. We put hands down. So yeah, I mean, there's a few things that me and Antonio we look at. Especially when it comes to Lebanese restaurants. I'm originally Lebanese, and I will not touch that market again. We tried it one time and 2 times actually, and we didn't succeed for my Lebanese friends, but we will not touch it again.
One thing that is very important, we talk a lot about, is as important it is to be successful when the things that you do is also to have very few failures. The failures take a lot of your capital, a lot of your effort, a lot of your time, a lot of your energy. So sometimes that's why I think it's important to be that moderate conservative or moderate risk, whatever it is, but in the middle point. One of the things that I think make us to be where we are right now is that we have a very good success ratio in everything that we do. I don't know what is the right number, but we're probably on the 80 or 90% success ratio of
I think so, around 90.
So every time that you fail, the good thing is also the things that we have failed have been small projects and be more of experiments. Let's say let's try that with a small amount of capital, with not much exposure, not core to our business. And if it didn't work, we could absorb it and move on easily. But if you have big things that you get stuck with, they can be very, very painful, just because of the structure of how the business works. So every time that we do any project, we challenge each other to death. We look at the feasibility, and not only ourselves, the team. And the team challenge us, and then we challenge back, and then we rethink it and rethink, and we go through the process with all the different departments until we get sure that this is bulletproof and it makes sense. And even that, you don't get it right 100% of the time. There's always going to be things that are out of your control or things that you have missed for whatever reason. But that challenging process is very important, and you have to also hold your emotions and your personal preference, because you really have to think about very objectively how that business can perform.
Yeah.
Also.
Naz, in the coming, let's say, 12 months, what's the step that Sunset Hospitality Group is going to make?
12 months is already done for us in the book. Yeah, you have to talk to me in
you plan,
36 months from today, you know.
What's the one step that Sunset will do that will shake the hospitality sector? You can choose any time frame.
I think from here to the next 3 years, or 3 to 5 years, honestly, the entertainment thing that we're doing is going to be a big thing for Sunset Hospitality, as Sunset Hospitality. People will look at and maybe will take an example of it, and we can be the leader on that project. Member club too, the idea we have it not just traditional member clubs we're doing something with a twist. We'll keep it as a surprise. I don't want to discuss it open, but I think that will impress a lot of people in the industry.
Antonio, I will go more than 3 years. In the coming 10 years, what do you want Sunset Hospitality Group to be known for?
See, now you're speaking my language.
we learned from you.
10 years is a long time. I hope that in 10 years the motto stay alive. Whatever that is, whatever the market trends are. I hope that we have a global business, and we continue making people happy. And if we are financially successful, this year I think we are planning to finish the year employing around 6,500 people. So if at that time we can employ, I don't know how many thousand more, maybe
15,000.
It doesn't matter.
Maybe 5,000 plus.
Maybe more, but that for me is very fulfilling. There is I take extreme pride in hiring all this amazing talent, and I hope that we can hire many more to provide a meaning for the lives, for the lifestyle. Hopefully it's a good environment where they feel fulfilled, and also financially they feel very well compensated. So if we can have thousands of people more working for us, that would be very, very fulfilling. So being financially strong, because that allows us to keep on growing, to keep on expanding, being a global company, and again, ultimately that core value of us of bringing people together, which ultimately means to make people happy.
Yeah.
If we are able to do all of that in 10 years through different countries, through different experience of every kind, I think that would be a big success for us, and that's kind of the legacy that I hope we leave moving forward.
Like Antonio said, probably by the end of this year we will have around 6,500 people working. This is 6,500 families happy. Happiness of our staff and happiness of our team is very important in the culture that we build Sunset about is we are all one family, happy together, open door to everybody, and that will take us, I think, for the next 10 years.
Antonio, how do you describe Naz in one word? Honestly,
I'm a book.
after more than a decade of
I'm a book.
partnership.
A word. I think charismatic. Nad is charismatic. That's the thing. Since the day we met, he has an incredible charisma. Nad can fill up a room, can create that great motivation in the team and in myself. Sometimes when we have challenges, so he has an incredible charisma, which is a very unique skill, and it's very important also in not only in the industry but as a person, as a leader, as an entrepreneur. So it's something that I really admire of him, and how he drives himself and how he pushes everybody around.
How do you see
Antonio?
In one word.
First of all, he's a real friend. He's been there for me on my downside more than my upside. That's what's important. People when they're there for you when you're down. And I can say He's the only person when I was down. He was there to motivate me and to guide me in the right way. I passed through. We all pass through hard time in our life. He was there for me for the last 10 years, 12 years. He's a brain. He's my idol when it comes to business. I'm very open and honest about it. When it comes to business decision, he's my idol. I learn a lot from him. He's very honest, straightforward. If he likes something, he will say it. If he don't, he will say it again. He's a family man, which is very important in our business because our business takes a lot of our times. We travel a lot, me and him, but he's always there every weekend for his family if he can, if there is nothing important. And that's, for me, it's very important when it comes, because I understand hospitality. Hospitality takes 24 hours of our day. No joke. People think that we go, we sleep, we party, we travel, we enjoy. 90% of our travel, me and him, when we go together on the same trip, we visit in 4 days, 5 countries sometimes.
Yeah.
We don't sleep. We just take showers, meetings, leave. But when he have time to be on a weekend in Dubai to be with his family, he will do his best. And this is very important for me.
But he mentioned something about
because this
how
is reflective to the business.
Yeah, of course.
Because if he's loyal to his family, he's loyal to his business and the people around him.
Yeah, but what he mentioned about the how it's hard to be in hospitality, I think there's a lot of people have misunderstanding about the word of hospitality. They think it's easier. What is this misconception?
I think it's that from outside, and just yesterday when we were talking about somebody, a lot of people look this business as a bit of as a hobby, like okay, I want to own my own restaurant, or I want to have my own hotel,
you travel
because it seems very
and
sexy, very appealing, and it's something that you think about as an industry have very low barrier to enter. You have a bit of money, you can open anything, right? So that's a bit of misconception, because the reality is to be successful requires a lot of very hard work. You have to spend a lot of hours, a lot of sacrifices. As I said, there's a lot of time that we want to be with our family, and we ended up spending the weekends in another country, doing openings or visiting sites or being in meetings. And even here, when we open a venue, we have so many times that we are doing, just socializing, but it's socializing for work, which is different than when you're socializing with your friends and for fun. So it's still, we're in an amazing situation, and I think we have to be very appreciated and very thankful for the lifestyle we have and for the great venues that we have. But at the same time, it's work. At the ultimate, it's work. So yeah, the misconception is they all look glamour and fun and all that, but in reality, it's a lot of very hard work and a lot of efforts and a lot of challenges, and you have to really think about it as a job. And yes, sometimes we allow ourselves to have a little bit of fun, but it's important to separate those two things. You know? And one of the things what we have done across the whole team is to really be very professional at how we look at that business, and make sure we draw the lines on this is a job, and we take things very seriously, and even in things like nightlife, which is very important, because again, our business there is to throw parties, but it's not us who has to be partying. We are the hosts of the parties, so we want to make sure that our clients are the best, they have the best time in a secure and safe environment, that they are entertained. But for us, ultimately, it's a job. And I think we have a fantastic team in every one of our division that understand that very properly, and ourselves as well.
Naz, what does Sunset Hospitality Group mean to you? This question, I'm ending it with all my guests.
I think it's joy, happiness, a journey, lifetime, a journey. But it's easy and for me because I have good team, I have a great partner, amazing friend. You're gonna make me tear up a bit because it means a lot to me, really, SSG, because I always dream. It's not a dream; it's a vision that I had, and I always wanted since I was a child, since I started to work in hospitality, and it happened with the right people. Today, I can say I'm fulfilled.
What about you, Antonio?
For me, yesterday where I live by the beach, we have some of the most beautiful sunsets, and
another sunset.
and I think the sunset is the best time of the day. It's the most beautiful time of the day, and you realize most of the time when you have a sunset it's a good time for gathering. Sometimes it's a time for reflection, but it's a good time for gathering with the friends. Sunset drinks is a common thing, or watch sunset together. So I see every day how people get together to have sunset. So that's what sunset is about. It's about the best times. If we are able to host the best times for our people, that will be already extremely fulfilling. For me personally, sunset obviously it goes beyond a job. It goes beyond being a company. For me, it defines our lifestyle. It's defines who we are in a way. And if we are able to achieve that, it feels extremely fulfilled. Again, in everything we do, from our incredible hotels to our restaurants, to our beach clubs, to all the different experiences, all in a very unique way. I think they all have that common denominator of creating joy, and that I think what Sunset is about.
Well, Sunset has a special place in everyone's heart among the team members, and even sometimes we pass it on to our friends. You spoke about the sunset. I have friends who, whenever they see a picture of sunset, they send it to me. They tell me, look at the sunset, given that I'm part of the company. Thank you so much for both of you for sharing your experiences with us. It was an amazing episode. Thank you for watching this episode, and be sure to always follow our news, the news of Sunset Hospitality Group, through this podcast. Make sure you subscribe to our episodes and to Sunset Hospitality Group, and follow us on Instagram account. Thank you.